मारुति नंदन सुन लो मेरी पुकार, सुन लो मेरी पुकार। पवन सुत बिनती बारंबार, हे पवन सुत बिनती बारंबार। हे दुख भंजन मारुति नंदन, हे दुख भंजन मारुति नंदन सुन लो मेरी पुकार। पवन सुत बिनती बारंबार, हे पवन सुत बिनती बारंबार। अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता, अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता। दुखियों के तुम भाग्य विधाता, दुखियों के तुम भाग्य विधाता। सिया राम के काज सवारे, सिया राम के काज सवारे। मेरा कर उद्धार, पवन सुत बिनती बारंबार, हे पवन सुत बिनती बारंबार। अपरंपार शक्ति तुम्हारी, अपरंपार शक्ति तुम्हारी। तुम पर विजय अवध बिहारी, तुम पर विजय अवध बिहारी। भक्ति भाव से ध्यान उतो है, भक्ति भाव से ध्यान उतो है। कर दुखों से पार, पवन सुत बिनती बारंबार, हे पवन सुत बिनती बारंबार। हे दुख भंजन मारुति नंदन सुन लो मेरी पुकार। पवन सुत बिनती बारंबार, हे पवन सुत बिनती बारंबार, हे पवन सुत बिनती बारंबार।
कबीरा जब हम पैदा हुए, जग हंसे हम रोए। ऐसी करमी कर चलो हम हंसे जग रोए। चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी जदरिया, जीनी रे जीनी जदरिया, जीनी रे जीनी जदरिया, जीनी रे जीनी। ये राम नाम रस, राम नाम रस, राम नाम रस बीने जदरिया, जीनी रे जीनी जदरिया, जीनी रे जीनी। अष्ट कमल का क्षर का बनाया, अष्ट कमल का चर का बनाया, पांच तत्व की पूनी, पांच तत्व की पूनी। नव दस मास भूनन को रागे, नव दस मास भूनन को रागे, मूर्ख मैली कीनी चदरिया, जीनी रे जीनी चदरिया, जीनी रे जीनी। ये राम नाम रस, राम नाम रस, राम नाम रस बीने चदरिया, जीनी रे जीनी चदरिया, जीनी रे जीनी। जब मोरी चादर भन घर आई, जब मोरी चादर भन घर आई, रंग रेज को दीनी, रंग रेज को दीनी। ऐसा रंग रंगा रंग रे ले, ऐसा रंग रंगा रंग रे ले, लालो लाल कर दीनी चदरिया, जीनी रे जीनी चदरिया, जीनी रे जीनी। ये राम नाम रस, राम नाम रस, राम नाम रस बीने चदरिया, जीनी रे जीनी चदरिया, जीनी रे जीनी चदरिया, जीनी रे जीनी।
श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। श्री रामचंद्र, श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भज मन हरन भव भय दारुणा, नव कंज लोचन कंज मुख कर, कंज पद कंजारुणम। श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम। कंधर्प अगणित अमित छवि नवनीर नीरज सुंदरम, पट पीत मानव तरित रुचि सुचि, नौमि जनक सुतावरम। श्री राम श्री राम भजु दीन बंधु दिनेश दानव दैत्य वंशनि कंदनम रघुनंदन
आनंद कंद
कौशल चंद्र दशरथ नंदनम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम सिर मुकुट कुंडल तिलक चार उदार अंग विभूषणम आजानु भुज सर चाप धर संग्राम जित कर दूषणम श्री राम श्री राम
श्री राम श्री राम
इति वदति तुलसीदास शंकर शेष मुनि मनरंजनम मम हृदय गंज निवास कुरु कामादि खलदल गंजनम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम
श्री राम
श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम। बोले सियापति रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। हनुमान संकट मोचन हनुमान अष्टकम। बाल समय रवि भक्ष लियो तब तीनहु लोक भयो अंधियारो ताहि सो त्रास भयो जग को यह संकट काहू सो जात न तारो। देवन आनी करी बिनती तब चार दियो रवि कष्ट निवारो को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। बाली की त्रास कपीस बस गिरी जात महाप्रभु पंथ निहारो शौकी महामुनि साप दियो तब चाहिए कौन विचार विचारो। कैल जरूप लिवाए महाप्रभु सो तुम दास के शोक निवारो को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। अंगद के संग लेने गए सिय खोज कपीश यवन उचारो जीवत न बची हो हम सोचो बिना सुधीराए हाँ पगुरारो। तेरी थके तत सिंधु सब तब लाए सिया सुधी प्राण उबारो को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो संकट मोचन
नाम तिहारो। रावण
दास गई सिय को सब राक्षसी सो कही शोक निवारो ताहि समय हनुमान सोहागी सो दे प्रभु मुद्रिक शोक निवारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन
नाम तिहारो।
श्री राम। बाण लाग्यो लक्ष्मण के तब प्राण तजै सुत रावण मारो। ले गृह वैद्य सुषेण समेत तब गिरि द्रोण सुवीर उपारो। आनी सजीवन हाथ दई तब लक्ष्मण के तुम प्राण उबारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कभी संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो।
संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो।
रावण युद्ध अजान कियो तब नाग की फांस सब सिर धारो। श्री रघुनाथ समेत सब दल मोह भयो यह संकट बारो। आनी खगेश तब हनुमान जो बंधन काटी सो त्रास निवारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन
नाम तिहारो।
बंधु समेत जब यही रावण ले रघुनाथ पतार सिधारो। देवही पूजी भई विधि सोबति देहु मिली मंत्र विचारो। जाए सहाय भयो तब ही अहि रावण सैन्य समेत संहारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कभी संकट मोचन
नाम तिहारो।
संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। काज किए बर देवन के तुम वीर महाप्रभु देख विचारो। कौन सो संकट मोर गरीब को जो तुम से नहीं जात है तारो। बेगी हरो हनुमान महाप्रभु जो कछु संकट होए हमारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन
नाम तिहारो।
ओ नाम तिहारो। नाम तिहारो।
नाम तिहारो। नाम तिहारो।
संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। लाल देह लाली लसे अरुधर लाल लंगूर। वज्र देह दानो दलन जय 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 कपिसूर। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। बोले बजरंगबली भगवान की जय। Today we are going to continue our discussion on Navdha Bhakti. Every week we are analyzing the forms of devotion. The first form of devotion we discussed in the first week. Pratama Bhakti Santan Karasanga. And the first form of devotion was the association with the saints. And we acknowledge that the one who associated herself with the saints was Shabari. Dusari rati mama katha prasanga. Second is one who loves to listen, or who listened to the katha of the Lord and gained emancipation. And that is Raja Parikshit. Then last week, Guru Pada Pankaja Seva Tisari Bhagati Yaman. The third is a selfless service to the lotus feet of the Guru. And who was that we said that served the lotus feet of the Guru? Anybody know? Bhagwan Ram, very good. And the fourth form of devotion consists of hymning all my virtues with a beautiful heart. Who practiced the first form of devotion? Fourth form of devotion. The fourth form of devotion is to sing my glories with a heart that is not connected and that has no concern. Who? Mirabai. Remember now? You gotta remember, you're steady though. You gotta remember too, Good. So Mirabai practiced the fourth form of devotion, and that is to sing the Lord's praises without any holdback. The fifth form of devotion today, and the sixth form is what we're going to look at. The fifth form of devotion, mantra jap mam drad vishvasa, mantra jap mam drad vishvasa, pancham bhajan suved pakasha ram.
Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Ram
Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om mantra jap mam drad vishvasa, mantra jap mam drad vishvasa, पंचम भजन सुवेद प्रकाशा. बोलो राम
Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
राम सिया राम, जय जय राम, सिया राम जय जय राम, सिया राम जय जय राम. मंत्र जाप मम दृढ़ विश्वास. Bhagwan Ram says, the fifth form of bhakti, the fifth form of devotion is mantra jap or mantra japam. To chant a mantra or mantra jap mamadhrad vishvasa. The repetition of my name with a steadfast faith consists of the fifth form of devotion. Japam means repetition. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. No? Japam. Japam means to ghori, to do it over and over and over. With a steadfast faith. It means you're just not doing it. Sometimes, you see, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om. No. Your faith in the Lord must be such that it is unshakable. Nothing can detach you from the Lord. Now, who did this? Mantra Japam is very important in life. Mantra Japam, when Mantra Japam is done, it takes over your whole system, right? It takes over your whole system. Sometimes you are working and in your mind, you're doing your work, but right deep down in the back of your mind, there is this mantra japam happening. Because if you sit down every day to chant Om Namah Shivaya 100 times or 1,000 times or whatever it is, you will find that it takes over you and you don't even know. But it really changes you. Now, who did mantra japam and who was it beneficial to? Who did mantra japam? Anybody know? Which one of the devotees did mantra japam? All he did was chant mantras all the time. Who? Many people? All the demons? What? Who? Remember Dhruv? You remember Dhruv? Dhruv Maharaj from the Bhagavatam? Remember him? He was a little boy. Go ahead. So Dhruv Maharaj, mantra japam, very easy one. Dhruv Maharaj, when his mother, Suniti, saw that Dhruv Maharaj was hurt, you all know the story. Utanpad was the king, and he had two wives, Suniti and Suruchi, right? So Suniti was the maid wife, and her son was Dhruv Maharaj. And one day the king was playing with his son on his lap, but Dhruv Maharaj could not come and sit on his lap because he's the son of the second wife, Suniti, who was the maid. So Dhruv Maharaj was very hurt that he cannot sit on the lap of his father. So Suniti told him, don't try to win the confidence of any person. Go and find Narayan Bhagwan. Go find Bhagwan. And then Bhagwan, when you win the confidence of Bhagwan, you don't need anybody else in your life. It's a message. When you have God by your side, you don't need anyone else in your life. Just Bhagwan. So he says, Mata, where am I going to find Bhagwan? He says, you go in the forest. You'll find the Lord. Dhruv Maharaj went into the forest, a little boy, 6-year-old. And when he was going to the forest, all sorts of distractions he met. But he is a little boy, he has absolutely no idea how to find God. But Narad Muni came. When we need the Guru will make an appearance. The Guru will make an appearance. Naradji came, and Naradji says, boy, where you going? He says, Are Gurudev, I want to reach Bhagwan. Mujhe Bhagwan se milna chahta hai. I want to reach Bhagwan. So Narad says, Bhagwan, you have to have Kathin Bhakta. You have to be a Kathin Bhakta, very difficult path to walk to meet Bhagwan. So he says, how is it that you're going to meet the Lord? He says, I don't know. Then Narad Muni says, no problem. I will tell you how to reach the Lord. You have to chant a mantra. Oh, you have to chant this mantra, but you have to chant this mantra lots of times, and you have to chant it with faith. And when you chant this mantra, the Lord, when He pleases with you, the Lord is going to appear. What is this mantra? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 You just chant, Naradji, the Guru says, little Dhruv, you just chant this mantra, mantra japa mama dhrada vishvasa, but you must chant it with faith. You must chant it with faith. And the Lord is going to come to you. You know this thing called faith? It is, we speak of it, but a lot of times we don't have it. We don't have it. You know when Raja Dasharath was performing Havan to have children, in our dharma, there is a puja for everything. There is a puja for everything. There is a puja for your crops to grow. There is a mantra for your crops to stop growing. There is a puja for the rain to fall. There is a puja for the rain to stop falling. I think we need to do that one now. Rain fall a lot here in Canada. There is a puja for everything. There's a puja for the Lord to bless you with children. There's a puja for the Lord to stop bless you with children. There's everything. Everything there's a puja for. When Raja Dashrath wanted children, the Guru told him to perform Putreshti Yagya. He sat there and Sringi Rishi offered the kheer into the fire, the samagri into the fire. And when that happened, it was done with faith. You have to do it with faith. Because that is the only thing, when you offer it into the fire there, you don't see God, but you don't see Ram Bhagwan and Shiv Bhagwan, the snake and thing. So you have to have a tremendous amount of faith that whatever you're doing, the Bhagwan is going to receive it. Lord is going to receive it. Right? We have to have that amount of faith. And so what happens? This faith is your connection. When we're bathing the Lord, you'll see some people bathe the Lord and them bathe the Lord. And when some people bathe the Lord, they're crying. Or they're just connected, or they're happy. Or whatever. Faith is your connection. Faith is your foundation. Right? You have to have faith. Similarly, when you're chanting the name of the Lord, you have to have faith. So Dhruv says, Naraji, that's it. I have to chant with faith. You do it. And Dhruv Maharaj, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. All of us know what happened. Brahma came, all the Indra came, Vayu came, all the Devatas came to bless Dhruv and to stop his penance. He asked all of them, are you Narayana? Brahma, are you Narayana? Go away. Indra, are you Narayana? No, go away. Vayu, are you Narayana? No, I want Narayana. And through his mantra jap, through his japam of his mantra, Bhagwan Vishnu came in front of him. Well, this is the blessing of the Lord. So that is mantra jap, the fifth form of devotion. And Pancham Bhajan Suved Prakasha Chatdam Sila Virati Bahu Karma Nirat Nirantar Sajjan Dharma Nirat Nirantar Sajjan Dharma. Chat Damasil, the sixth form of devotion. Chat Damasil Birati Bahu Karma. छठी भक्ति है इंद्रियों का निग्रह शील भूत सो कर्मों से विरक्ति और निरंतर संत पुरुषों के योग्य धर्माचरण में तत्परता. The sixth form of devotion. What is this? The sixth form of devotion consists in the practice of self-governance and virtue and detachment from manifold activities, with ceaseless pursuit of the course of conduct prescribed for the good. What does this mean? What is this? Nirata Nirantar Sajjad Dharma. The sixth form of devotion, practice of self-governance. When you can govern yourself, it means you do not need anybody to make you happy. You do not need anybody to make you sad. Because this is happiness. Somebody tell you good or something, we are very happy. Somebody tell you not so nice about you, you're not happy. Self-governance. To govern your life by not caring about the good and the bad opinions of anything or anyone. Self-governance. Right? Virtue and detachment from manifold activities. You're practicing the virtues of life. You drive your car, you wear sunshade, you have a nice bag, you go to places, that's fine. But do you have virtues with you? Virtues means dharma. Do you have dharma with you? Or are we only practicing dharma on Sunday and Monday or your fasting day? Because we have that to choose them a fasting day so we can't tell lie. Or we can't eat meat, or whatever it is. So what happens on a non-fasting day? Does that mean you have to tell lie? Right? So that's what it is. A sixth form of devotion consists of somebody who's self-governed, they have virtues, and they're detached from the manifold activities. They're detached from manifold activities. Detachment means you may be doing something, but you're not attached to it. Right? You're living in the world, but you're not letting the world live in you. You're living in the world, but you're not allowing the world to live inside of you. That is detachment. You have to have money. Well, what is it? Let me explain to you. The boat cannot sail without the water. Right? You can't have it. But the very water that the boat is sailing on, if that water gets into the boat will go deep down into the ocean or the river, whatever the case is. The boat needs the water to stay afloat. We need this world to stay afloat. We need money, we need care, we need job, we need family to stay afloat. But when we allow the money to get inside of you, that will cause you to sink. That will cause you to fall. Have it all outside of you, right? Outside of you. And that is something that I think, we are defining ourselves these days based on what we have. Recently, I was telling a little story to someone, because sometimes I feel, if you carry more nice things, then people say nice things about you. The nicer the phone, the nicer the bag, the nicer the car, the nicer the dress. I think we expect people to say nice things about us. But come on, if we get rid of those things, will people say still nice things about us? Right? How many times somebody tell you you're good, you're a good person? Versus, how many times somebody tell you, oh my God, your sari nice. Or your kurta nice. Or, oh my God, look at your earring, how you nice. Right? How many times people tell you, you look good, as opposed to you're a good person? They are two very different things. You agree? Two very different things. If you look good and you're a good person, they're two very different things. So, the analogy here given with the boat. The sixth form of devotion is self-governance. One who practices self-governance, who's virtuous, detachment from the manifold activities, and with ceaseless pursuit of the code of conduct prescribed for the good. Ceaseless pursuit for the code of conduct prescribed for the good. It means you're going after the good conduct in life. You're going after the good conduct in life, ceaseless pursuit. No matter what comes in your way, you stop, you pause, but when that is over, you keep going. You keep going. Who was that person? Anybody guess? Who was that person? Who had virtues, detachment from the material things, and who was pursuing God no matter how poor or rich he was. Who was that? अरे द्वार पालो कंधैया से कह दो कि दर पे सुदामा गरीब आ गया है न सर पे है पगड़ी न तन पे है जामा बता दो कंधैया को नाम है सुदामा. There was a devotee by the name of Sudama. Remember him? Good. Sudama was a devotee and a friend of Krishna. He was a friend of Krishna. In the Bhagavatam, Sudama is described as a beggar. Bhikhari, he was a beggar, but daridrita nahi. He was not in poverty. He was a beggar, but he was not living in poverty. Now let me ask you this question. Let me describe Sudama's life to you. Sudama's wife had a tear-up sari. Sudama, all he had in his life was a dhoti. His children couldn't eat proper food, one meal a day. He was very poor. They had to borrow food from neighbor to cook. How come the Bhagavatam did not describe him as living in poverty? The Bhagavatam described him as living as a beggar, but not in poverty. You would think that a person like that is living in poverty. That is the material classification of poverty. You don't have shelter, you don't have food, you don't have clothing, poverty. But the Bhagavatam did not describe him as that. He described him as a beggar. You know why? Because poverty, there are 8 forms of poverty, and none of them has to do with material things. We are poor when we have a lot in our lives, but we cannot share it with people. We are poor when we have a lot in our lives, but we cannot share it with people. That is called poverty. Poverty is when you have knowledge, but all you do with it is you keep it to yourself to be famous. That's poverty. You're a poor person when you're hoarding your knowledge for yourself. You can't give it to somebody. You're a poor person when we have built palaces to live in, but you can't give shelter to somebody else or help them grow in life. We are poor people when we have an abundance of wealth, but we can't disperse a little bit to help somebody. That is poverty. Sudama, he was not in poverty. He is practicing the 6th form of devotion. What is the 6th form of devotion? It consists of practice of self-governance. He was a virtuous man. Jitendriya, Bhagavad says Jitendriya, one who controlled his senses. He was practicing detachment. Detachment, when his wife told him to go ask Krishna Bhagavan for wealth, he did not even open his mouth and ask anything. Totally detached, right? He went there feeling shy that his friend maybe will not embrace him, right? Krishna Bhagavan did completely opposite. Put him on his throne to sit down, wash his feet, eat the rice, the whole works, you know that. And the course of conduct, he's pursuing the code of conduct prescribed for the good. He never ever came away or slipped from the course of conduct in his life. This here is Sudama. And this here he practices, we see, the 6th form of devotion. Sudama tells us in his life here. Sudama, when he was going to Bhagwan Shri Krishna, he was walking to the Lord. He did not take a vehicle because probably there was none available then. He did not get a ride with anybody. He didn't go on a cow. And his walking from Porbandar to Dwarkadish, which is approximately 150 kilometers, is his constant pursuit of the Lord. Constant pursuit of the Lord. And he did not give up even for a little bit. This here is the 6th form of devotion that we see here today. Bhagwan Sri Ram tells Shavari, you possess as well the 6th form of devotion. So, in summary, what we have learned today, my friends, the 5th and the 6th forms of devotion. Mantra japa mama darda vishvasa. The 5th form of devotion says to chant my name with unflinching faith, with unshakable faith. And who did that? Dhruv Maharaj. He chanted Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and he, of course, won the confidence of Narayan Bhagwan. And number 6, Chatadamashil, the 6th form of devotion, consists in the practice of self-governance, virtue, detachment from the manifold activities, with a ceaseless pursuit of the course of conduct prescribed for the good, and that is Sudama. We are every day pursuing the code of conduct prescribed for the good. Every day we're doing that. All of you do pujas, all of you do good things, all of you are very caring people. These are the things that we pursue that are good for us. However, let us not get derailed. It is very easy to get derailed than it is to stay in your lane, right? It is a very easy thing when you're driving, how much attention and how much care you have to put just to stay in your lane. The easiest thing to do is to not pay attention and distracted driving and get derailed from your lane. That's the easy part of life. So when you get derailed, however, or if you get derailed, please understand, go back in your lane and continue the pursuit of goodness in your life. May Bhagwan Shri Ram bless all of you. May Bhagwan Hanumanji bless all of you. And next week, Tuesday, we will finish the discussion of Navadha Bhakti. We have done 6 so far in 3 weeks. And next week, we're going to continue and finish the last 3 forms of devotion. Prem se bolo Pawan Sudha Hanuman ki jai. Now we sing the Hanumanji Chalisa. Let us not forget, when we sing the Hanumanji Chalisa, we must sing it with devotion and faith, because Hanumanji is listening, and our faith is our connection to the Lord. Our faith is the foundation of our life. It is the connection of our prayers. It is a collection with the Jivatma to the Paramatma, the universal, the super soul of God with this of ours. Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raj Nij Man Mukur Sudhar Barno Raghuvar Bimal Jasun Jodayak Phalchar बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मुहि हर हुक्लेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तीनु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बलधामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन वरण विराज सुवेशा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा हाथ भद्र और ध्वजा विराजे कान्हे मूंज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि अंत जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बढ़ाई तुम मम प्रिया भरत संभाई सहस बदन तुम्हरो यश गावे हस गई श्रीपति दंत लगावे सनकादिक देवक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित हरीसा यम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कही
सके कहाते
तुम उपकार सुग्रीव वही कीन्हा राम मिलाए राज पर दीना तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मेरे मुख माही जल दिलांगी अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न ज्ञान पैसारे सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी शरणा
तुम रक्षक को डरना
आपन तेज समारो आपे तीनों लोक हाथ दे काबे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जोरावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे तासु अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों युग प्रताप तुम्हारा है पर सिद्धि जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे
असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे
अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानेगी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को भावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुवरपुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्त न धरहि हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करहि संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा बोलो जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यहाँ पर हनुमान चालीसा होई सीधी साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महादेवा की जय नाथ हृदय महदेरा पवन तनय संकट हरण मंगल मूरति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय में बसहूँ सुरभूप सियावज रामचंद्र की पवन सुत हनुमान की. And please let's remember that our Mother's Day dinner is this Sunday coming, May 7th at 3 p.m. downstairs in our auditorium. We still do have a few tickets left, so it's a very relaxed evening. Just come on out and have a good time with us. If you want to purchase tickets, contact the temple or call Priya or call somebody from the temple who you know. A lot of people have tickets. Call me too, that's no problem. And tickets are available, $30 a person. The youths on that day are having a bake sale on the Mother's Day dinner. So the youths, as you know, are the younger folks in the temple. Some teenagers, some grown ones, some little ones. It's a mixed bag of great people. And they on that day will have a bake sale. You know, we're looking to mold the next generation, teaching them how to interact with people, how to contribute to charitable causes, and we're hoping to get your support. They're hoping to get your support as well. Simple things, you know, but beautiful things on that day. So come on out and let's have fun. There's rehearsals going on right now regarding the event, so we hope you can join us for that. And Saturday morning at 8 o'clock, Navgraha Puja at the temple. Please come on out and perform Navgraha Puja with us at the temple. That's it. Anything else? Good. All right, stand for Arti, please. यानि कानि च पापानि जन्मान्तर कृतानि च तानि सर्वाणि नश्यन्तु प्रदक्षिणां पदे पदे.
आरती कीजिए हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की. आरती कीजिए हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की. आरती कीजिए हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की. आरती कीजिए हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की. जाके बल से गिरिवर कापे, रोग दोष जाके निकलते न जाए. अंजनी पुत्र महाबलदाई, संतन के प्रभु सदा सहाई. आरती कीजिए हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की. आरती कीजिए हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की. देवी रघुनाथ पधारे, लंका जाए सिया सुधराए. लंक सुकोट समुद्र से गाए, जात पवन सुत वारन लाई. आरती कीजिए हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की. आरती कीजिए हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की. लंका जारे असुर संहारे, सिया राम जी के काज की जय हनुमान लला की दुष्ट दमन रघुनाथ कला की आरती की जय हनुमान लला की दुष्ट दमन रघुनाथ कला की दुष्ट दमन रघुनाथ कला की दुष्ट दमन रघुनाथ कला की
त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मामदेव देव सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। बोले जगदम्बिका माता की जय। प्रेम से बोलो श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की, श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की। बोले पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। सब कोई जय जय सीताराम। आरती प्रसादम। शुभ रात्रि। गुड नाइट।